What's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for a premiere for a fairly new series on Netflix. This one is sort of apocalyptic, not really zombies, but it's kind of zombies. We'll get into it. This is for the premiere episode of Daybreak. Alright, so a few people went ahead and let me know about this one and suggested that I go ahead and do a review for it. So I got a chance to watch the first episode of Daybreak, and you can watch it on Netflix. If you guys have a Netflix subscription, you know, just go on Netflix and watch it if you want to watch it. You can even pause me now and go watch it and then come back and watch the rest of this review afterwards. Or if you don't have Netflix, you can just sign up for a trial and then cancel it later, I guess. See if you might be able to find it some other way. So what can I say about this series after seeing the premiere episode? It's pretty fun. Okay, so there's the first episode. It looks like there's 10 episodes of the series. I don't know if it's going to be getting a second season. I haven't seen every episode yet. I'm just doing a review here for the premiere episode to let you guys know kind of what I think about it. So here's the synopsis for the series. It says, high school outcast Josh is searching for his missing girlfriend in post-apocalyptic Glendale. He's joined by a group of misfits, Angelica, and his former bully, Wesley. On the way, they'll face many weird things. Okay, so, you know, at first people, I think, wanted to hear my thoughts on this one because it's sort of zombie apocalypse, but it also isn't. Okay, so here's what it is to describe this. So it does have kind of a new take, which is probably a good thing. It's not just a simple zombie apocalypse series, which, like I said, you know, it's probably a good thing. There's a lot of zombie apocalypse stuff, you know, with Walking Dead and AMC just, you know, just doing so much in terms of the serious side of things. Of course, Z Nation had the comedy side with that, which this is probably most similar to something like a Zombieland or something like that. There's even some things in it that sort of remind me a little bit of Zombieland. There's even some lines in it. There's a little pig line in it, which is kind of reminds me of Walking Dead. So there's some things in it that, you know, kind of make you think of some of the other stuff that you've seen. But it's new enough to where it doesn't feel like just some other zombie apocalypse series. Okay, so here's the basically what it is. It's centered around kind of this high school in Glendale, near LA, and they got a pretty cool intro as they kind of come over and they show you everything, and you know, it's so it's cool and everything being in that location. You know, it's kind of a cool, I guess, landscape and everything like that. It looks good and it's fun. They incorporate in the high school with flashback sequences, and what it is basically is some kind of, you know, zombie apocalypse type of contagion or something has pretty much wiped out almost all of the adults. Okay, so but they're old enough to where they're not like just teeny boppers. Well, Angelica is like a really young, like 10 years old or something. He says something like that. Like the main character's name is Josh Wheeler, played by Colin Ford, who I've seen before in lots of different stuff. Some of the actors you just recognize, but I recognize him because he's been in a lot of different, I think, comedy type stuff, and he's pretty funny and everything. He does a good job as kind of your, I want to say, I'd say every man, but he's just a high school or 20-something type of kid. So every kid, or you know, like your typical high school type of kid. So all the adults are basically zombified, or they're what they call ghoulies or ghouls or something like this, which I think originally in Night of the Living Dead, I don't think they ever called them zombies. I think they did call them ghouls. So, you know, it's kind of cool in this one that they go with that. They call them ghoulies. But basically, it's kind of funny because they're not just like regular zombies. They are kind of like zombies, but they repeat verbally like the last thing that was on their mind before they, I guess, turned. So you have like this lady zombie who's like goes shopping at the mall. So the last thing she repeats is like this thing about mall shopping over and over and over again. And it's pretty funny, but they'll also like dodge and things like this too. So they're not necessarily just regular zombies to walk up and just whatever, don't say anything or whatever. They're constantly talking, they're constantly being stupid, but they will also sometimes dodge them. So sometimes if they go swing at them with a sword or something, you know, the ghoul or the person who's sort of their version of zombies, I guess, will duck it or will move or whatever. Or there's a point where Josh stabs one in the back with the sword and like runs away with the sword in its like chest, which is pretty funny. And there are a lot of pretty good jokes and pretty fun kind of stuff. But I know a lot of my audience here is in their maybe 30s or kind of older. For them, you just got to understand it's still sort of at, the core characters are around the age of like high school type of thing, or early 20s, I'd say, in terms of, the actors look a little bit older than what they should probably if they actually were in high school in some cases. So there's that. You also have Ferris Bueller from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Michael Burr, who's Matthew Broderick, who plays, I guess, the principal, which is kind of funny in this, as far as the comedy, at least for me, being like an 80s fan of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, to see him play the principal is sort of this fun, weird type of like flip that I don't know, like it's just this fun, weird type of backwards thing in this that you get to see, which I think is kind of fun to see Ferris Bueller play a principal in high school. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun. So basically, you have these everyone's goal. So there's no adults, right? So you have the kids running amok and being stupid, and you have the different cliques in high school that after the apocalypse, some of them band together. So you have one of the big bad villains in this is like his name's Turbo Brojock, who's like a Shao Kahn type of character. Like he sits on a throne and he shouts and yells, and he's got like this mask and stuff, and he wears like Mad Max gear and stuff like this. And so, it's kind of funny the way some of them kind of click up together. So you have kind of the high school cliques involved too. And basically where you go is, Josh kind of takes you through as you start off the episode, and he talks to you sort of in breaking the fourth wall, and he kind of explains everything that's happening with the backstory of the high school and what happened there, and that being his life. And he's basically on a search to find Sam, who's played by Sophie Simnett, who is basically his, long-lost love or whatever, prior to the zombie apocalypse, girlfriend or love from the high school that he hasn't been able to find. So he's going around looking for her, running into these different cliques and running into these different groups, which is kind of fun. And some of them are very like one of them looks like a fraternity, and Josh takes a sword and goes to cut one of their hands off. This guy gives him a finger, but it gets the sword gets stuck in his hand. It doesn't go clean through like it does in the movies, right? So it's like running around thinking his hand. There's some funny stuff in it. There's some funny jokes and some funny things about it. I personally find the Ghouls to be kind of funny. So, watching the premiere episode, it's not something you're going to take seriously, obviously. It's a comedy type of series, but if you like dystopian type of series, like zombie apocalypse, things like that, post-apocalyptic type of series, I do think it's fun for that. It's got the comedy, and it's original enough to where I can enjoy it and I can watch it through without it feeling like it's a ripoff of Walking Dead or Z Nation or Zombieland. It's like I said, it's got some stuff that reminds you of some of the stuff in it, but it's fresh and original enough to where it's kind of fun. Plus, if you have Netflix already, you can just watch it anytime. The premiere for free. See if you like it. If you like it, great. If you're not into kind of the high school type of age range, then you might not like it. But for viewers that are around that age or whatever, they might love it. They might think it's freaking awesome. So I had fun with the first episode. I thought it was kind of a fun series. It was kind of neat to see and kind of silly at times, but then at other times it's like, okay, this is kind of fun. Like he's gonna fight these five frat boys by himself and see if he can win. And then there's a nice little twist afterwards and this kind of thing. And I don't know, it's just kind of silly. It's just kind of fun. So there's other stories you can book, like books you can read where. Like I remember when I was younger, they'd have us read. There was one book, I forget what it was called, where all the adults were gone, and it was just the teenagers surviving. So it's sort of like if you took something like that and you combine it with a zombie apocalypse, that's what you would get. It's like teenagers and high school in a zombie apocalypse with its clickiness and its different stuff that really only exists kind of in that period. Usually after high school's done, that type of thing, the clickiness doesn't really carry on. So maybe in some cases in society, but most not. Like in some job, maybe some certain jobs might have something like that, but most of the time not. It's that's kind of a high school only thing. So, but I did enjoy it. I did think it was fun, and I can recommend it. In terms of score for the premiere episode, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because it is a comedy, so it's not like something that is going to philosophically blow you away or anything like that. It's not like that. It's just a fun, silly series to watch through. If you got some time and you want to check it out, and you like either zombie apocalypse stuff, with a little bit of comedy mixed in, or if you like kind of those dystopian kind of ideas where what if there was only teenagers and there was really just about no adults alive at all? How would they act? What would they do? And just what would life be like? So it's kind of fun. Anyway, if you guys like this review, you can go ahead and thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and you can subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.